All right. So before we get to the forecast for June, I am going to uh, just give some context for two questions that I have. So the first one is when my mentor had his memorial service, I felt him go, just went. And I also felt when that happened that an aspect of me ascended. And it was very clear, but my confusion is I don't have the understanding of how that works. I didn't know that an aspect of someone can ascend without the whole person ascending. So I just want to see if Prime Creator has some information about that that might shed some light on how all that works. I thought it might be useful for the public. And then the second question I have is we've talked about this before with Prime Creator, but sometimes with new stuff, there's also new remedies. So I want to ask if there are better ways to integrate the incoming frequencies, positive and negative ones. We are being bombarded with some pretty gnarly things. Some of them are positive, some of them not so much. And so I just want to see if maybe there are new remedies or some new information that Prime Creator wants to give to us. Remember, dear ones, that you are multidimensional beings. And in that understanding, there are many aspects of you that are interfacing with different realms and realities. And so it is quite possible that when one aspect is complete with a certain realm, it will ascend and raise in frequency. Remember that ascension is all about frequency. So the human does not need to, in totality, raise in frequency. The human can raise in frequency one aspect at a time. And so what this channel felt was certain aspects of her raised in frequency and no longer needed to reside in the realms in which they were residing. They were able to go into a higher frequency realm.
So, Prime Creator, are you saying that we can we release an aspect, or if it's connected to somebody else, it goes, but then that remaining part uplifts or isn't needed anymore? Can you just clarify a little more about what you were referencing?
It is not about being connected to anyone. It is about when an aspect is complete in a realm, or when an aspect is complete with its function. For example, this channel has shared about how she completed part of her soul mission. When an aspect is complete with a certain role or function, it is then complete in that realm, and it can raise in frequency and go into a quote unquote higher realm. And so for this channel, it happened in reference with her mentor, but it is not about being connected to him per se. It is that this aspect was complete in the realms that it was occupying. Now, an aspect can be connected to someone or something, and that can keep the aspect tethered, so to speak, to that realm or that reality until the other person or thing is also ready to ascend And so it can work in this way as well, because many souls are deeply interconnected in this way. But the simple way of understanding is that when there is a completion, then the aspect can ascend. This will likely bring up questions for many regarding pets and family members and such. And I encourage you, dear ones, this is not something that you need to control or even think about or figure out how to do it. When it is time, it will simply happen. And for many of you, this has happened, but you didn't even notice. It just so happened that this channel noticed what was going on. Regarding the issue of how to integrate the frequencies, yes, we have spoken of this many times, and it is also helpful to remind yourselves that to integrate, whether they are quote unquote harmful for humans or beneficial, there are some commonalities that remain across time and space. Because you are human, you have a body, and the body is affected by frequencies. And so you must do everything in your power to take care of the body, to nurture it, to nourish it, to keep it healthy and well and strong. And so this includes body movement, drinking water, eating pure food, spending time in nature, as this helps to keep you calibrated to the most natural rhythms of life. It is also important, as much as it is possible for you, to stay away from medications and substances such as alcohol and cannabis and recreational drugs, and even the so-called spiritual plant medicines. All of these things change the chemistry of the body in a way that is not beneficial, even though it may feel beneficial to you in the moment. And so this is a difficult subject to speak about, but it is also important that you understand how these things are affecting you. They are not bringing your body into harmony. And the idea is to harmonize your body as much as possible with whatever frequencies you are encountering. Again, whether beneficial or harmful. You want to find ways, using your own essence, using the power of God, using the light, to harmonize your body. When you are reliant on outside substances, even food, then you are taking away from your power, and you are also taking away from the body's natural harmony. And so I will plant the seed with you, dear ones, to consider not using band-aids to get you through this time, because that does affect your ascension and your soul's journey. Now, all of that said, there is no judgment of what you choose. Each person is in the place where they are, and some humans will need different kinds of assistance to help them simply get through this part of the journey, because it is difficult at times. Some of these frequencies are difficult to integrate. And so it is important, as much as possible, to work with your body and to ask your body to integrate the frequencies efficiently. And the best opportunity you give your body to do that is, again, with the pure food the pure water, being in nature, moving your body, keeping things in good working order, moving the energy through your body so that things do not become stagnant and build up and cause physical illness and disease. For those on synthetic medications, I will say that there are always natural remedies. Always there are natural remedies. And if you want to, it is up to you. It is within your jurisdiction to seek these out, to understand how your body works, to understand how nature works with your body, so that you can find the best remedy possible for you. June will contain a bit of turbulence, as there will be many unfoldments. In our conversation about the eclipse and what has occurred since the eclipse, we spoke about how much would be unfolding. And it will very likely feel jolting to humanity. It is not something that will necessarily feel good. However, with that jolting kind of energy, the turbulent type of energy, is the opportunity for significant expansion and quantum leaping. Because of the nature of everything being shaken up, everything unwinding, in that unwinding is also the opportunity for quantum expansion and timeline jumps. And so you get to choose your focus. You get to choose what you will put your energy towards. That will be up to you. The unfoldments on the earth will happen as they happen, but your empowerment and your choice is to say, this is where I will put my focus, this is where I will put my energy, and this will make a tremendous difference in how you feel and how you decide to navigate. It will be potentially very easy to become distracted by what you see unfolding. And I encourage you, dear ones, to not let the turbulent energy take you off center or take you away from 0 point or what you know is your truth. Because you do have that power. You do have the power to remain in 0 point. You do have the power to stay balanced, to stay grounded. Do not let the harmful energetics scatter you, unground you, demotivate you. Do not let them confuse you, because much weaponry is being used to mess with the minds, the emotions, the etheric fields of the humans. And so now more than ever, it is important to do your spiritual disciplines, to stay in prayer, to choose each day that you will stay in your power, that you will remain balanced. This takes work, dear ones. And you are able to do this. June is also a time for celebration. Much has been accomplished in terms of humanity moving forward, humanity moving into the light. And while it may not feel like this, while you may not perceive, it is important to celebrate. how far humanity has come, the victories that humanity has won. It is important to celebrate the love that God has bestowed upon humans. There is always, always, always good occurring. And remember, in past conversations where we have spoken about where there is shadow, there is also light. As much shadow as you may be perceiving right now, there is equal and greater light for you to perceive as well. And so it matters very much where you put your focus, where you put your energy.
On June, I saw on June the 3rd, there is an alignment with 6 planets. Does that do something, or portal openings there at that time again?
This alignment will help humanity to stay a bit more steady. Again, with any shadow aspect, as the turbulence is unfolding, there are always alignments and helpful things occurring to keep humanity balanced as much as possible. So this is one of those alignments that, if the energy is harnessed by humanity, can help humanity stay a little bit more steady and stable as the turbulence unfolds, as the unwinding occurs.
Can you explain what you meant by unwinding?
Many plans have been put in place for humanity, plans to harm. And as the light shines upon and illuminates what the shadow has been doing, those plans falter and fail, and they unwind within the fabric of humanity. So the programming that has been placed on humanity begins to disintegrate, begins to dissolve. But just because something dissolves and disintegrates doesn't mean it just magically vanishes. Sometimes this is the case, but often there is an unwinding that needs to occur. If you think about a blanket that has been woven together, and you pull a thread and it begins to fall apart, you can use this analogy to help you somewhat understand what I am saying here. Much has been woven into the fabric of humanity, and the threads are now being exposed and being pulled apart. That means things that were once intact are no longer intact. And even though they are malevolent things, there is still the familiarity or the perceived safety with those things that were intact. And so as they unravel, it can feel very disconcerting for them to unravel.
Prime Creator, I've been hearing rumors about the Aurora Borealis, that it was not natural and was created by man. Is there any insights that you can share about that? People have been seeing visions of angels within the light, and I was just curious if those kinds of things are real or man created. Thank you.
This is one of those instances that is both and, meaning, yes, this was an artificial creation. However, there is still light in it, because either the belief of humans, the projection of humans, there is also some assistance by some heavenly realm beings, by some light beings. And so, even though this was not meant to be something good for humanity, there were other forces that came in to transmute it. And so, this is why you see both beauty, but also feel something is off, something is not right here, something feels incorrect. But there is also still the beautiful aspect. This happens very frequently, dear ones.
It seems like lots of old things are coming up, and I'm assuming they're coming up so they can be released and let go. But I don't know if you have any comments about that generally.
Yes, this is part of the unraveling. The things that, whether they are personal to you or you are seeing them in the collective, these things that have not been integrated or healed or moved into wholeness, these things will come up during the unraveling. They have to, in order for humans to ascend or heal. These things that have been in the shadow must come into the full illumination.
Yes, and are there particular things we as humans can do to help expedite that?
The best way is always to work with your own energies, dear one. Because remember, when you work on yourself, you are setting templates for the collective. There are those who wish to teach others. There are those who wish to put out information, and all of this is well and good also. But the foundational piece to move the energy forward is always to work on yourself. Because even if you are teaching or putting out information, but you are not in integrity with yourself and healing yourself and transmuting those things that are coming up in your own world, your teaching will only have so much impact. And so it is important always that you are setting templates for the collective by coming into your own wholeness, by healing yourself. Dear ones, I have ended many transmissions with this message, and I will do it again because the importance of you understanding your power is so critical at this time. Whether it is through prayer or meditation or simply spending time in nature, whether it is through doing your inner work, healing yourself, coming into wholeness, it is important that you find ways to come back to your power, to accept how powerful you are, to transcend out of the many illusions and inversions of the planetary programs and the humanitarian programs. I know these are nice words to say, and without a true understanding of what I mean, they simply fall as words. So I invite you, dear ones, to ask yourself, what does Prime Creator mean by this? What relevance does it have for me personally to find my power again? What relevance does it have for my life? For me to be empowered, for me to use my power properly? The difference you can make by embracing your power, using it to change yourself for the good. Remember that power is not necessarily an outward expression. when you use it to change yourself, when you use it to elevate yourself, this is when you are in your true power. And this makes more of a difference than you think, dear ones. So I invite you, dear ones, to take a deep breath with me now and to ask yourself, how can I be more empowered? In what ways can I use my power more efficiently for my growth? What kind of power do I have? What does it mean? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Begin to ask questions of yourself regarding your power. And I thank you, dear ones. I like that part at the end because, like Prime Creator said, sometimes these are just nice words to hear or to say or whatever. But if we don't truly and deeply understand what it means to be empowered, it's just another nice, like, new age term or whatever, you know? So I like the idea of asking ourselves questions about what it truly means to be empowered as a human. And, you know, we've had many conversations with Prime Creator about how powerful we are, and it's beyond our comprehension, perhaps, and maybe still beyond our abilities in some ways. You know, I think of teleportation and telekinesis and things like that. You know, I don't know any humans who have mastered those things, but I still do believe that that is within our birthright and the scope of what we as humans can do. So I like the idea of asking those questions. And on a side note, you know, those of you who've been watching these videos for years, you know that they are put out in the Creation Temple a month ahead of when they appear on YouTube. And I've been doing these for 8 years now, and I'm considering not doing them anymore. They're not supporting me, I'll just be honest. And so if this is something that you want to see continued, I need more reciprocity. It's not working for my energy. And so, you know, I'm not attached to doing them. You know, I could stop at any time. But if you want to continue to see them showing up on YouTube, then sign up as a channeling package member in the Creation Temple or drop a donation. It's easy to support this work if you want to continue to see this video. So feel into it in your heart and let me know in the comments if this is important to you, if this is helpful for you. And for those of you who have commented and, you know, left beautiful things, a lot of you have said beautiful things in the comments. Thank you. It does mean something to me. I appreciate it. And at the end of the day, comments don't pay rent and buy food. So I'm still human, still need to eat. I like having a roof over my head. So either way, thank you for watching these videos. I do appreciate and love you guys. And perhaps I'll see you in the next one. We'll see. Much love.